All right, Derek Hanson here with Bison quarterback Cole Payton. Okay, I'm not going to ask you. You look healthy, you're fine, so you're good to go. I mean, what's that like here in the offseason? I'm sure you've been asked about that quite a bit, right?
Yeah, no, rehab went really well. I'm good to go. I was able to participate in spring ball, and that's why, I got the surgery in October, late October, and so super excited. It obviously sucked at the time, but feeling great. Shout out to our, athletic training staff and Trisha Shannon and everyone just pouring back into me and helped me get back to 100%. So feeling good.
You mentioned anxious to get back. It is kind of a, I'm sure, surreal thing. Here it is. This is your time to shine, going into this, all these seniors coming in, and, you're the leader now. You're the guy. What's it like for you thinking about that?
It's, like you said, it's pretty surreal, but, this is what you work for. This is what, I've got banked reps at, getting to play behind Cam Miller for the last few years and learning from him and just soaking it all up. And he was a great leader and a great quarterback and a great person. And so just carrying that on and, being myself, being me and excited to show it. So.
Cam always thought had intangibles that you don't really see on a stat sheet, right? I think we even saw it in the exhibition game with the Raiders. Do you pick up on things like that and try to bring it? I mean, because it's a hard thing to really teach or put a number on. You know what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. Just those intangible leader things that we talk about.
Yeah, I think those intangible things and those X factors per se. I think a lot of us here have it, and I think that just starts with. We're not only good athletes, but we're really good people too, and that's why Ndsu is so amazing. It's about the people, it's about the culture, and I think those intangibles are what make us so good. So.
And it kind of carries down from generation to generation too, a little bit, right? Is that part of the pressure of playing here? Is not only you got a big fan base here all throughout the nation. They've seen all you guys on national TV, but obviously the alumni, they have a lot of pressure on you guys too. I'm sure everyone trades text messages too. You certainly don't want to disappoint them. I hear that a lot from Bison players.
Yeah, there's definitely some pressure, but pressure's a privilege. I think we talk about this difference between stress and pressure, and stress is when you're not prepared, and pressure is when you are prepared. And we're prepared. We put in the work, like I keep saying, we put in the work, and we're ready to go. And so pressure is a good thing. It's good to have success and then to sustain it. And so we want to carry that on and continue that legacy.
You obviously have a good wide receiver group. I mean, there's no question about that. It leads with Bryce, and it's got to be a lot of fun. I'm guessing the off-season reps has been pretty almost daily, right? Even when the coaches aren't around. So.
Yeah, I mean, those guys make our job easy, that's for sure. Their speed, their experience, their size. You mentioned Bryce Lance. We got Rajah Nelson and Chris Harris and Mekhi Collins, Jackson Williams, John Gores. I mean, the list goes on, and even some young guys stepping up. And so super excited for that group. And like I said, they just make our job easy. It's super fun to throw them the ball.
Obviously, Bison football's being about balance, and Marty goes to Miami, you all know, getting a big FBS opportunity there. But, when you got Barika Panu and all these guys, I mean, it is going to be kind of rotation. Do you see a bell cow behind you handing off to, or is it going to be a little bit more by committee this year?
I think, Barika, it's Barika's time to shine. Obviously, we lost Marty, and Marty was a stud for us. But Barika's right there. I mean, I got to room with Barika our first year, and I love him like a brother. And he's putting the work, he's putting the time. He knows football. He's going to be a stud. We got OJ coming back, Owen Johnson, and then some young guys, stepping up. And then, who's impressed me is Miles Mitchell and DJ Scott from Kennesaw. DJ's a bruiser, and so, they're all going to get opportunities. But yeah, I think Barika for sure has stepped up as a leader too, and so I'm excited for all those guys.
Yeah, people are kind of talking about Owen a little bit, right? I mean, he's kind of might be one of the guys that pops out of nowhere a little bit, maybe.
For sure. I mean, like I said, it seems like every room, every position room here at NSU is so deep, and it just goes to show you again and again, with a guy like Owen Johnson, obviously coming off a unfortunate injury a couple years ago, but he's back, and he's more than ready and capable, and a really good running back for us too.
Final thing for you, obviously we all know the bookends that you are in the NFL right now that you lose, but when you got a guy like Trent Fraley to snap it to you, and a leader like that coming in, probably feeling very comfortable now in his second year, what's that like for you? Is it easier than maybe to replace instead of reload, or I guess reload instead of doing all this rebuilding, because that's kind of what's always been the mantra here at NDSU. So.
Yeah, no, having Trent at the center position is a blessing. He's a great athlete, a brother. You know, I was saying earlier, you know, Trent obviously transferred from Marshall, but it doesn't seem like he's a transfer. It feels like he's been here for a while. He embodies Bison pride, and so it's nice to have a guy like him, you know, leading those linemen.
Yeah, no question. Pretty good genealogy there too. They know football for sure, with his father being an NFL player and offensive line coach for the Lions.
Yeah.
How anxious are you for it to get to the first game? I'm sure it's just, I mean, being out since October, as you said, it's got to be chomping at the bit right now, getting through August here. So.
Yeah, no kidding. Super excited, you know, starving for that opportunity to compete, you know, on a Saturday. But right now we just got to keep the main thing, and we got to, you know, win every single day, and that's at practice. That's every single rep. You know, keep pushing forward and competing and improving every single day here at practice throughout fall camp.
And finally, quietly, are you kind of anxious to show off your arm a little bit? I mean, you've been known to be kind of the go get those grinding yards off with your feet, but I'm sure you're anxious to throw it a little bit, right?
For sure, yeah. I've always been, you know, the numbers have always been about my legs, and so excited to, you know, play a little bit more, you know, actually being a quarterback, and so no, super excited. Been putting in the work. You know, that's always been a focus of mine, is sharpening the mechanics, sharpening the accuracy, and all those things, and so super excited to get out there.
You bet. Cole, thanks so much. Good luck this season. I'm sure we'll catch up with you down the road.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You bet. Bison quarterback Cole Payton with us here. Derek Hanson with you.